Ho ho! 24 years later, Real Madrid returns to the Carlos Tartiere Stadium for a league match. How do you see tomorrow's game, and how is the team arriving?
Hello, good morning everyone. Well, for Oviedo and their fans, it's surely a special match for two reasons. First, because they're back in La Liga after so many years. I'm happy for them. I've already congratulated Santi. And now, well, it's their first league match at home. And for us, it's also very important. After starting the other day at home, continuing to build good feelings and growing away will be key. Being competitive, being able to perform at a high level, no matter where we play, that's the line we want to set. Of course, it's only the third week since we started, but we're eager and ready for tomorrow's game.
I'm not going to ask you for the starting 11, but I will ask about Mastantuono. If we say he could start tomorrow, would that be an exaggeration after what we saw from him the other day?
He did well. Honestly, he came in with a good impact, brought good energy, and since he's in the squad tomorrow, he has options like everyone else to play.
On a day like today, I want to ask you about someone from Oviedo, a player I believe you share a lot of memories with. Santi Cazorla. Have you spoken with him recently? And what memories do you have of him from your time together with the national team?
No, I haven't spoken with him because since the last game, I've been fully focused on preparing tomorrow's match. But tomorrow, I'll see him. I have wonderful memories of Santi, not just as a player, but also as a teammate. I think the first time he came was for Euro 2008. And that whole group made a great dressing room. And Santi was one of those players, well, he still is now with another role. But you can see how respected he is, the affection he gets from both inside and outside. And football-wise, an exceptional player. I remember very well the first impression we all had of him. It was spectacular. I'm very happy for everything he's achieved and for the fact that he returned home to Oviedo, where he's an icon. Tomorrow, I'll talk with him.
I want to ask you about Vinícius. His recent stats are quite low, 0 goals and 0 assists in his last 5 games. And the other day you said no one here is a guaranteed starter. Is Vinícius a guaranteed starter for you?
Well, like I said the other day, the Club World Cup was a different context. For me, the season began with a match against Osasuna. We've only played one game, so you have to take statistics carefully. All the players are important. I count on all of them. And from the squad list to the starting 11, anyone can be important for the team.
We're getting used to this new era with you as coach. Today, when we saw training, both pitches had new markings with additional lines. What do you want to achieve with that? How does it help you?
Well, those are the fields we normally train on. And for tactical work, line work, with or without the ball, the markings help us organize and give references. It's something I've always used since I started coaching. When we work on concepts and ideas, it helps. Obviously, we can't mark the competition pitch, but on the training ground where we spend most of the time, yes. I've always done it that way, and here too.
You keep insisting that you count on Rodrygo, but it's clear his role has changed a lot. Up until the Copa final, he was almost a guaranteed starter for Carlo. With you, I think there have been 9 games between friendlies and official matches, and he only started in the first one. Have you spoken with him about the role he'll have this season, and is the fact he's not starting only your decision, or is there any kind of directive from the club to push him towards a possible exit?
Well, linking it a bit with the previous question, for me, the season has just begun, and in many ways, so has my tenure here. The Club World Cup was a different context, with a squad that I knew would change as we built this team. We've only played one league game so far. All the decisions regarding lineups and who plays are mine and mine alone, always discussed with my staff, with the coaching team, and we decide what's best for each game. And yes, of course, I've spoken with Rodrygo, as I do with many players.
At Leverkusen, set pieces, especially free kicks, were an important weapon. You had Grimaldo, and a few years ago you said he struck the ball so well, partly because of his small foot. Is there anyone at Madrid who has surprised you in that area? Are you working a lot on free kicks here too?
We haven't been able to work on them much yet, but we do have players with great quality. Arda delivers set pieces really well. Trent too. Franco also does both corners and direct free kicks very well. Kylian has taken some too. We haven't been able to focus much yet because there are still other things to work on, but we certainly have plenty of options. As for the small foot, that's not up to me, that's just genetics. But what matters is the quality they have when striking the ball.
There are 9 days left in the transfer window. Do you consider the squad closed, or would you like to see a midfielder arrive? And regarding Rodrygo or Ceballos, who are being talked about a lot, do you see the squad as closed both for arrivals and departures?
I'm happy with the squad we have, but in football you always have to be prepared in case anything changes. I don't know what will happen, but yes, I'm satisfied with the squad.
About Mastantuono, since he's a bit of a new face and relatively unknown, do you see him mainly as an attacking player, or could he also fit into a midfield role?
I think he can play both in the final line and as more of a link and number 10 role. With us, he's only played 20 minutes, but at River, he often played as a playmaker, almost like a second striker, and then he adapted a bit more to the wing. I believe he has the quality to play in both areas, slightly deeper or higher up. But what stands out is his movement and his ability to combine with the players around him. He's not just about individual plays, he enjoys connecting and associating with teammates. From which position, a bit lower or higher, he can do both. Not as a double pivot probably, but more advanced.
You've said there are no guaranteed starters, but one player we all think will be key in your plans is Bellingham. And you can't count on him at the start of the league because of his shoulder surgery. How much does his absence affect you, and how do you see him fitting into the 4-3-3 you used the other day?
I think it's a system that fits Jude quite well, but we need to adapt. If I thought we'd never have injuries over the season, I'd be naive. We have to live with them, like now with Jude, Eduardo, Endrick, Mendy. And more will come in the future, so we can't think in terms of untouchable players. Practically no one is going to play all the minutes. Everyone will rotate, everyone will have their role, and then the minutes will get distributed.
In Argentina, there's been a lot of noise about the incident at the Bernabeu when part of the stadium chanted Franco's name, and some saw it as living in the past and trying to cancel someone just for his name. Have you spoken with the player about staying away from that debate?
No, I haven't spoken with him because I'm focused on him as a player, and I see Franco doing very well. He's integrating quickly with his teammates. It feels like he's been here longer than he has. I see him with a smile, not with any kind of worry.
Back to Vinícius again. Since the Ballon d'Or episode, we've seen him a bit more subdued, both on and off the pitch. His contract renewal hasn't been finalized either. Does all this noise around him worry you, and do you think it's affecting him?
I see him well. Like I said, the season has barely started. We've only had 1 week preparing for Osasuna, now these days for Oviedo. It's still very early aside from the Club World Cup. I see him fine, motivated. Everyone knows how important this season is. Of course, every year at Madrid is important, but after where we're coming from, there's a real hunger to have a great season. And everyone's showing a very positive attitude, which is fundamental.
About the system again. Will you stick with one formation or change it throughout the season? Now that you're getting players like Rodrygo back, you have more centre-backs. Have you spoken with the players about which system they feel most comfortable in?
Of course, we talk a lot about the game and how we can improve. With so few matches, you don't have much information yet, so we need to keep analyzing and co-creating together. But I think we have the profiles to play in different systems, as long as the ideas are clear and we know why we're doing things. We've already tested it a bit to see how it felt, and yes, we can have that flexibility. Some players have already played in different systems, so they can adapt well.
It's clear, as you've said, that you haven't had much preparation time because of the Club World Cup. How do you see the team compared to Barcelona, physically and football-wise? Do you feel there's still a big gap, or will it shorten quickly?
I'm not worried about that at all. What matters to me is our level, how we're doing. I'm convinced that week by week we'll get better, game by game we'll grow as a team. That's my only concern.
One of the positives from the other day was seeing Kylian Mbappé sharper and more explosive. Do you think you'll get the best version of him again? And last season he scored 44 goals. Have you spoken with him about targets or a number of goals for this year?
No, my focus is to help him, for the team to help him, and for him to help the team win games. That he feels comfortable, and so do the rest. This is about the team, and Kylian is a fundamental part of it because of his weight, his influence. The better the pieces fit together, the better we'll play. That will be one of the keys of the season, playing as a team with the great players we have and making that our strength. Thanks.